Yeah. Got a new show for y'all. Got a damn good show. This woman gives Bill Maher a lesson. Yeah. An education on tariffs. Left him speechless. Yeah.
Wondering what you think now. We're approaching 2 months in. I mean, you must have a feeling in your gut. Look me in the eye and tell me you don't. That this is really going badly, and I shouldn't have thrown my lot in with this team.
Oh, no, I feel the opposite.
All right. Tell me why.
I'm so sorry, Bill.
No, tell me why.
No, I feel so proud of, I mean, I was never a Republican or a conservative. I was a leftist, and I am still a leftist. I'm just a MAGA leftist now because...
That makes no sense.
It doesn't. That don't make no sense.
Well, would you like me to explain?
Please do. Yes, please.
When I look at what President Trump ran on and the agenda that he's enacting right now, he took a Republican Party that was built on social conservatism, foreign interventions and wars, and free trade and free markets. And he basically took an axe to all of those. During the campaign, he said, look, I mean, he's pretty pro-gay. That's pretty obvious. He appointed the highest-ranking out gay person, Scott Bessent, our Secretary of Treasury, which is incredible. And he sidelined the pro-life wing of his party.
He has changed the party, for sure.
Okay, so he believes abortion should be legal for 12 weeks.
But free trade,
on foreign intervention, he's anti-war. He's trying to bring to an end to all of these wars, okay?
By surrendering, but yes.
Okay.
That don't make no sense by surrendering. It's not our war. He's looking for a way to find peace to stop the war. We have nothing, to stop the killing. Like Ukraine. We surrendered. Yeah, it's to stop the killing of Ukrainians. Yeah, and Russians. Yeah, Ukraine is going to defeat Russia. Okay, whatever. We're surrendering. That didn't make any sense.
He's on the other side of another party that is quite pro-war and wants to keep the war going, right?
So let me just get to the
third point. And the third point is, and he's not free trade. He does not believe in free trade. He looked at our destroyed manufacturing base. He looked at the downwardly mobile working class. He looked at the fact that working class Americans can no longer afford the American dream. And he looked at why that was, which was there was a handshake agreement between both parties that we should somehow have free trade, which resulted in shipping 5 million good manufacturing jobs overseas to build up China and Mexico.
And some came here.
No, what they did was they brought in millions and millions of illegal migrants to compete with the jobs that remained here. And what Donald Trump said was, we have to stop selling out the working class. That agenda that he laid out, socially moderate, anti-war, and anti-free trade protectionist, that is a leftist agenda.
Sam, I will bring you in, I swear to God.
Well, here we go, watch this.
The reason people want to go back to the 70s is in the 70s, the largest share of our GDP was in the middle class. And that was not separate from the fact that 25% of our economy was in manufacturing.
Right, the largest share of our GDP
was in the middle class, the biggest chunk, the middle class, people who were middle income.
Most of what was produced came from the middle, and now it comes from what? The rich.
Now, the top 20% controls over 50% of the GDP. Our economy was an upward funnel of wealth, and the largest share, which used to be in manufacturing, which gave a lot of working class people a middle class standard of living, now the largest share is in real estate and finance, meaning that asset-rich Americans are controlling over 50% of the GDP, and they have left the working class out of all of that prosperity that was generated. That manufacturing is still being done. It's just being done in other countries. It is still
for wages we will not work for.
That's exactly right. You're right, Bill. That's what the tariffs are for. They are to make American workers more competitive in the global market. Why are we accepting that there should be a race to the bottom? You know, China, what is its competitive advantage over us? It's that it pays slave wages. Why should we accept that? They're still manufacturing our PPE, our pharmaceuticals, our cars. They're making all that stuff. Trump says there are 5 industries that we cannot have any kind of national security without having a stake in them. Pharmaceuticals, lumber, steel, aluminum, and I forget what the 5th one was. But these are really important, that we have a stake in the manufacturing of the things that we need as a nation, so that when China decides that it wants to go to war against us, we're not relying on them for steel and aluminum in order to fight them.
Okay. Well, at least that's an answer.
What you talking about?
Now.
At least that's an answer. That's a great response. Yeah, I think his main objective is to bring the jobs back. Yeah. Like I said, like they're moving the jobs to Canada and Mexico and creating jobs for them, for their citizens. Yeah. And then they're shipping the products back. It's funny that they keep saying we're their biggest allies. No, you're stealing all our jobs. Yeah. But no ally steals. If you're a true ally, why are you stealing all our jobs? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and these companies are traitors. Yeah. I've said it many times. Trump is not a conservative. He's liberal. He's liberal. Yeah, he's a Democrat. He's a pro-life liberal that believes give him 12 weeks. Yeah. He's anti-war. It's crazy how Republicans used to be for war. Yeah, those things she's talking about, free trade that really would infringe on the middle class here in America. Now look how far the Republicans have came. Now we're anti-war, and now we're trying to enrich our middle class once again. Yeah, the middle class. But now the Democrats want to go to war. Like Bill Maher said, "Oh, you surrendered." Ukraine was never going to win that war. You know, over 1 million people died in Ukraine. Yeah, 1 million of their soldiers for nothing, for absolutely nothing. It's not like they're going to win. Yeah. And back to that lady's point, there's no middle class in America anymore. Yeah, no. All those jobs left. Yeah. Our town, Martinsville, Virginia, was decimated by that free trade thing we passed between the Republicans and Democrats. Yeah. All those jobs left. Yeah, everything left. Martinsville, Virginia was ran by textile mills like cotton. Yeah. It was called Tortex, DuPont, Fieldcrest. Yeah. All those jobs went to Mexico. Yeah. All of them. Yeah. And now that city where we grew up, it was already poor. Now it's just a shithole. There's nothing there. But Mexico is our great ally to the United States. No, it's not. They're making us poor. Canada's making us poor. We don't need these countries. We can do everything here, right in America. Yeah, be more self-reliant there, Bill. Yeah. Be a true liberal.